Facebook groups are still the biggest and best place to build a community. It's the only app that actually has that opportunity. And that was as of 2023.
Hey Tristan, welcome back.
This month, let's make it super easy.
Started doing what we're doing.
Here's where we start. From what we've seen, the algorithm is getting better. And over the last, since October, 4 months, possibly, we've seen the algorithm turn around and now start showing us a lot more of the organic posts from the people that were following us from a long time ago. And now you see, if you're posting routinely, you're going to see your posts now gather a lot more likes, a lot more comments. And if your stuff's inspirational, a lot more shares. And so where it all starts from is the news feed. That is where everyone goes and sees what's happening with you. But don't stop using Reels, because Reels is also blowing up. As far as the posts go on the feed, where do you recommend we start with that, Jeff? Like, what are we looking at when we're posting to Facebook for this year? Anything that you can say, hey, look, this is what you should be posting. This is what you shouldn't be posting here, specifically for the feed?
Well, I mean, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't Reels show up on the Facebook normal feed?
They do, right in between. But when we're posting on the posting side from our end, like we have to either upload a short video or a static graphic. And
I know what you mean. It's same as Instagram, but so it's very similar. And so I'll just answer this from my perspective. Personally, as it relates to Facebook, I continue to focus on all my Reels. Like, that's like no brainer. Take advantage of Reels because you're getting tons of viewership. They're getting seen. They're performing better than a feed post. Let's just call it like it is. If I post a feed post video versus a Reel, the Reel's getting more engagement. Other than that, for me, Tristan, it's so I continue to feed my Instagram posts. So I start on Instagram and we're going to get there, but those all feed to Facebook. My stories all feed to Facebook. And then I really put most of my effort into my groups. That's where I want to be the most consistent, because I think the groups I know, and I just read a stat the other day in 2023, Facebook groups are still the biggest and best place to build a community. It's the only app that actually has that opportunity. And that was as of 2023. So I think there's a lot of reason to continue to go all in on groups.
I agree with you, man. I think groups is a big piece of it. And for those of you who are not part of groups, I think take a look at what your interests are and start looking to being part of those. But when it comes to the feed itself, here's what I'm noticing. And this is from me posting. I post a lot of just words in general. I don't do a lot of videos on there, except for like you. When I post to Instagram, I have it feed directly into Reels. But outside of that, what I've noticed is what's performing really well is the shorter text descriptions.
Because the color and look of it.
And generally, like, not a lot of words. Like, if we're talking about words, maybe like a sentence or two maximum. Once it starts getting longer than that, I think it becomes a challenge. I'm going to show you something. And for those of you that are not watching but listening to the podcast, what I'm going to do right now is share with you on my personal Facebook a post. Just it's one that reads. It's green. It's a green background, and it says, overthinking is killing growth in your personal life and in your business. It's one sentence. I posted it 3 days ago, and I'm going to take a look at the insights, because this one got 953 likes, 167 comments, and 22 shares. But if we take a look at the insights, for those of you that are listening in, I had 17,000 post impressions. Right. And it says my reach, that's the reach, right? 17,125. And the post engagement is 1,800. So this is just all organic. And I think that's really the power of what Facebook is bringing back. The ability for you to
something. Do you not cross post those over to Instagram?
No, not at all, because I tried initially, and we'll talk about it when we shift over to Instagram. I tried initially, and what I've noticed here, I'm going to stop sharing. Hold on, stop. I noticed that it only performs well when I share it as a story to Instagram. and some of those do okay. Like on the success side, those static posts they do really well. But for some reason on my Instagram, they don't perform as well. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I think that's a great idea, man. I think if they're performing well here, you should post them over there and test it out.
You just gave me an idea. So for anybody who's followed our lead and you're posting just massive amounts of videos like we are, or just, that's your most consistent posting strategy. Take every single video that you post and summarize it in one sentence, maybe two tops. Make sure you do that on Facebook. It stays in the color, because if it's too many characters, it'll go to all, and then it just doesn't have the aesthetic look. I know what you're talking about. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back through and I'm going to summarize my videos, my 90-second videos with the most profound statement that I can take from that video. And that's going to be my post. And I'm going to see if that works.